Good morning children. Welcome to Narayana Live Classes K discussion. See, today's topic class 9th and assignment number 7. What is the topic children? That is democratic and nationalist revolutions of 17th and 18th centuries. 17th and 18th centuries. What are the topics that we have learned as a part of this lesson today? That is French Revolution and American Revolution and the Glorious Revolution. 3 revolutions are there. Actually, in this lesson, we have 3 revolutions. Democratic and nationalist, the revolutions that took place in the world against the monarchical system or the dictatorship and established a democratic and nations having their own rights. These topics are there in this particular lesson. And what are the revolutions that we have learned today? We have learned about the Glorious Revolution and the American Revolution. 2 revolutions we have learned today. So what is the first question? See the first question, choose the correct answer from the given options. The Glorious or Bloodless Revolution occurred during the period of the Glorious Revolution occurred during the period of which ruler? That is James I. James I belonged to Stuart dynasty. He started the authoritarian rule. But later Charles I, when he became the ruler, he started dictating the terms. So Charles I is the answer. During his reign or during his period only, we have observed this bloodless revolution. So option B, Charles I. Actually, we should not pronounce that as the Charles I, but we should pronounce that as the Charles I. Charles I is the option for that. Okay. Now let us see the next one. That is the Long Parliament was convened by. Who conducted the Long Parliament? After that, Charles I began dictating the terms. He started ruling the country without having any parliament, because the parliament was asking questions. No, so he abolished the parliament and he started ruling the country without the parliament for certain years. But later, when he wanted to impose more and more taxes, he has to take the permission of the parliament. So once again he has convened the parliament, and this particular parliament is called as a long parliament because he convened the parliament for a long time. So what is that option? Charles I. So Charles I was the option. Charles I was the option. And now the next one is no taxation without representation was the slogan of. No taxation without representation was the slogan of the American colonies. It is the slogan of American colonies. Right, children? And now look on to the next one, that is the period of American independence. What is the period of the American independence? That is from 1774 to 1789. 1789, because 1781, in the year 1781, the American colonies, they won over the British, and later what happened, 1783 they have signed the Paris Treaty. So the period was 1774 to 1789. This is the period of the American independence. Now let us look on the next one, that is identify the figure that was replaced by Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty, you know very well, that is very famous in America. Actually, before that Statue of Liberty was there was a figure that was describing about the American independence. What is that figure? What is that figure? That is Columbia. Columbia was the figure that was removed, and they have placed the Statue of Liberty, which was gifted by the French people to America. The French people, they have gifted the Statue of Liberty to the Americans. So the Columbia was replaced by the Statue of Liberty, which was gifted by the French. The Declaration of Independence of America was drafted by whom? The Declaration of American Independence was written or drafted by Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson. He was the person who identified that the men were born free and they have certain natural rights. All these things were explained by Thomas Jefferson, and he declared the draft of the independence of America. So explain the American War of Independence. So first one, what is that? Many of the European traders, they settled down in the eastern parts of the America. Then what happened? they were paying taxes to England. They were paying taxes to England, treating that England is their mother country. But England has shown discrimination. England has shown the discrimination. And due to the discrimination shown by England, they have raised the slogan, that is no taxation without representation. No taxation without representation. For that they have convened the Congress of Philadelphia, and they have Congress of Philadelphia means what? All these people, they met down in Philadelphia and they have drafted a resolution requesting the king that don't impose taxes without our representation. That is known as the no taxation without representation. But this particular action was taken as the act of treason by this king of England. So there was a war. There was a war against the American colonies. War between American colonies and England. Finally, American colonies, they won the war in the year 1781 with the help of the French army. With the help of the French army, they won the war in 1781. 1783, Paris Treaty was signed. Paris Treaty was signed. With this treaty, America won independence, and the independence declaration was made by Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson. This is all about the American War of Independence, children. So tomorrow we will meet with one more assignment key. Until then, children, have a nice day and good health.